Good afternoon, it's 2:00. I'd like to call the Residents' Council meeting to order and call on Jane Kelly to give the invitation. Thank you.
Springtime brings bright sun and happiness. We celebrate religious holidays, Ramadan, Passover, Easter. I assure you that our chaplains are on the ball. They are having Passover Seder Monday night, and next month will be Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday celebrations. Religious diversity brings spice to our life. It makes a good mix. We're different, but we're the same. We are one family, Cedarfield family. And as our new officers start their roles this year, I know they would appreciate our Cedarfield family stepping up, volunteering, and becoming active and making us a wonderful Cedarfield family. Thank you.
The team report today will be given by our Associate Director, Kelly Black.
Hello, everyone. Amy Chapman is traveling to a conference. She is in Indianapolis. She'll be returning on Friday. I'm standing in her place. I have a few things on my agenda to talk with you all about before I get to the 800-pound gorilla, which is Comcast. I'll get to our smaller items. Today, we are 97% occupied and reserved. That means we have 3 cottages and 6 apartments available for prospective residents. Our new Director of Maintenance and Engineering, Denise Arnold, is expected to start on April 13th. She comes to us with over 20 years of experience in facilities management and CCRCs in Virginia. I'm really excited for her to get started. I think she is going to hit the ground running. I'm working through an onboarding plan to make sure that she's successful. The maintenance team is expected to move from their current office suite, which is located across the hallway from rehab, to a newly renovated space on the 2nd floor. For those who have been here a while, this is where the pool formerly was. For those who are a little newer, this will be located at the beginning of the D-wing entrance on the 2nd floor. We have hired a new clinic nurse. This is the position Ann Hopper, former health. She is expected to start on April 1st. We'll be planning a meet and greet opportunity for residents so you have a chance to get to know her. On Thursday, March 12th, we welcome 20 master's and doctoral students from Taiwan to our community. Some of you may have noticed them walking around. This is one of several student visits that we've had recently. And I just wanted to touch on this because this is a personal passion of mine. It's really important to me that we expose more students to a career in aging services. So it's something I'm constantly looking for opportunities to do. We need more people who are looking at communities like Cedarfield to work at. So it's something that I hope you'll continue to see more students roaming our halls. If you see them, please ask questions, get to know them. They're excited to be here. I hope you're excited to see them. I also just wanted to touch on the continued loss that we've had in this community. We've lost many residents recently. Everyone in this room, I'm sure, feels it in some way, and our residents and our team members do as well. I just want to touch upon services that we have available. Our chaplains are here, our social workers are here to support you. please lean on each other as well. For our team members, we have many services available to them as well. We have a free and confidential employee assistance program. Our chaplains are also available for them. I myself have talked with a few team members recently. As a community, this is a time to come together and support each other. If you know someone who's struggling, please reach out yourself or let someone know we're here to support them. On another note, residents have shared feedback recently in a few resident committee meetings that there is interest in our pond. Just want you to know that with former weather attorney, we're actively reviewing how to expedite improvements to this campus. So please be on the lookout. If you feel strongly about improvements that are needed, please let me know. Okay, Comcast. Okay. Let me just say, I know that there have been many questions and concerns that have come up with this project, and we appreciate your patience. I know we've distributed a few memos. I've also prepared a frequently asked questions document. It is at the table. If you didn't get it on your way in, please pick it up on your way out. This will also be distributed via the mail to everyone in this community later today. So at a really high level, I just want to touch on some key points. It's important first for you to understand that cable, TV, and internet are totally different services. They may both be offered through Comcast, but we're working with different teams and through different challenges to bring those upgrades to this community. I'm also aware that some landline phones have had challenges and issues recently. That's a totally separate company. So if they seem like they're connected, they're not. We're working through those challenges to provide those services and bring this upgrade to you. I've gotten questions as to why are we doing this. So this upgrade is happening because our contract with Comcast was expiring. We use this renewal to negotiate better internet for all residents at no additional cost. So despite all the frustrations the residents are happening, I do just want to touch on that. That's a positive note in the current economic climate. We are able to negotiate this at no additional cost to you. Cable installation is underway. Technicians finished installation on the 4th floor yesterday. They will be finishing the 3rd floor today and then moving to the 2nd floor next. We plan for them to start in the cottages on Monday or Tuesday. We're kind of at their mercy with this one. We're working through their processes and procedures and trying to hold them to the schedule that was set, but we keep encountering issues. So please, I ask for some patience there. Channel 974 is your best source to schedule updates, so please keep an eye on that. You do not need to be home for installation if you do not want to. It takes about 15 minutes, and the Cedarfield technician team member is with the technician the entire time. So if you're comfortable with them entering with an escort, they shouldn't be there very long. It should be relatively straightforward. Moving on to internet. We are pausing that portion of the project given the frustrations I know many residents have experienced. We're aware that residents received a letter from Xfinity telling you you had until April 9th to sign up. That is incorrect. You do not have to make those moves by April 9th. You can hit pause on your end as well until we at Cedarfield have coordinated with Comcast to have a better plan in place to ensure that when you make that call, you have a greater success rate of reaching the right person and getting the right services set up the first time. I also just want to note, if you have switched already, you don't need to worry. Your services should not be disrupted. If you would like to try to call Comcast, I don't know why you would want to, but if you would like to try, you can. Please let us know if you're successful or not so we can help other residents moving forward. If you have additional questions that are not answered on the frequently asked questions document, please reach Amanda at administration. She and I are working very closely together. She has been exceptional. She's not in the room, but I'm going to give her a shout out anyways. She has been, yes, she deserves a clap. She has been the point person for residents experiencing issues. She has been amazing. Please be aware she'll be on vacation next week. We'll be having, we will be having Rachel Medeiros, who many of you may have met. She is our administrator in training, sitting in Amanda's seat to ensure that someone continues to be there to answer your questions. I will be available at the end of this meeting to answer Comcast questions. I'm sure there are more out in the crowd. If you have them, please come let me know or let Amanda know. Thank you so much.
Lot on our plates. Cedar Chestnut to know.
This past month, we had 2 sale days. The first one was a half-price sale to try to move out our winter merchandise. And then we pulled out all the spring. So the first sale, we took in $561. If you double that, that's a nice amount. And then for the regular price on the following opening, we took in $913. So our profit for the month is $1,474. So, and we expect to have another auction on furniture coming up in April. So be on the lookout.
The shop at 2300 Denise.
The shop at 2300 continues to boom. I want to bring your attention to the fact that we probably have the biggest petting zoo in the shop, probably bigger than the zoo, the Richmond Zoo. So please come and check out our new soft, really cuddly little animals that are welcome gifts to your grandchildren, great-grandchildren, or yourself. We also have Cedar Field ball caps, and they come in a variety of colors with Cedar Field across the top, and they are really nice. And then we've started carrying some lotions and soaps that are made from goat's milk. And this is real goat's milk, not powder. It's produced here in Virginia, and it's a veteran and his wife who have started this, and they're lovely. Different fragrances, and your hands will feel wonderful. And so come shop the shop at 2300 and come make yourself happy.
That for Sally Wood.
Well, we have had continuous loss throughout the last months. And when we scheduled VACRA's next April lecture, we had no idea how much we would need it now. So by chance, in April, at our regular meeting time, regular place, regular time, 10 o'clock in April, Catherine Henderson will be here. She's a grief counselor, and she'll tell us about how we can support one another and different tools that we can use in order to get through our grieving. And then House Bill 476 conference report has been passed by the General Assembly and awaits signing by Governor Spanberger. Now, this bill was overwhelmingly supported by a bipartisan group of legislators in both the Senate and the House. Excuse my voice. And it, in part, because I'm not going to read you the entire bill, but it, in part, requires 2 of 4 quarterly meetings must be open to CCRCs. to its residents. The CEO or the equivalent officer of the provider and a member of its corporate board must meet in person with all residents of the facility at least once a year. And if requested by a majority of the independent living residents or the resident council, a resident elected by residents shall attend the non-executive sessions of corporate board meetings as a non-voting advisor. Now hold it for a minute. Some of you the 225 people who are members of BACRA Cedarfield have been exposed to this for a week or so of different communication. Can you hear if I just talk this far back? Because all I hear is an echo. Okay. Thank you. I'm not good at this. I don't know what's wrong with my voice. It's good now. Now I can't see that far. Okay. Now, most of y'all have been exposed to it because most of you in this room are members of BACRA Cedarfield. But I just thought I would read this a different way. I take great liberty in changing the wordage of the mighty Virginia legislature to read. 2 of 4 Pinnacle Living's quarterly meetings must be open to Cedarfield's residents. Pinnacle CEO and a member of Pinnacle's corporate board, a member of Cedarfield's corporate board must meet in person with all residents of Cedarfield at least once a year, and if requested by a majority of Cedarfield's independent living residents or resident council, Cedarfield's resident council, a resident will be elected and will attend the non-executive sessions of Pinnacle's meetings as a non-voting advisor. This is what Cedarfield BACRA has advocated for decades, for a decade at least. So this is a interesting time for all the CCRCs around the state of Virginia. No, this is not just a bill for Pinnacle, it's for all the state organization residences just like ours. And I am not going to ask for questions because on Monday, the residents at Cedarfield who are members of BACRA have their semi-annual meeting where we elect our new officers. And at that time, Martha Glenn Cole, Martha Cole Glenn will be there to tell all of us in detail what has happened, what's been going on for years now to get this in place. And for you who are not members of BACRA, which is a real shame, real mistake on your part, but I'm here. You can call me, I'll have coffee with you, whatever. I have other people who are much more knowledgeable than me that I can have come talk to you if you need it. And I just don't think it's right to take resident council's time. And not that I wouldn't like to, but I think we have a lot more to do. Now, just one quick, I also am the librarian, and I know about this book called Disrupting the Status Quo of Senior Living. This is a basis for what's gone on in America for the last 5 years, where the vast majority of communities like ours in the United States now have a resident on this board, and in different forms and different shapes. But if you really want to know the history and how it has grown and what it means today per se, here is a good reference. This is an extra copy. I'll let you have it without checking it out. Today I get to give my first president's report.
and I'd like to welcome Paul Freeman and George Thomas to the leadership part of Cedarfield and the council. We have met with committee chairs and the area representatives and ambassadors. The committees are already working, as are the area reps and ambassadors. We will be meeting quarterly now instead of once a year with the area reps and having one report at each of our meetings each month so that we will all learn from one another and get some innovative ideas of ways to communicate with our neighbors. The welcoming committee has already been working with welcoming new residents, sometimes working with more than one ambassador as needed, and are going back to people who have only been here a few months and still have questions. A position several of us have been in, and if you have been in this position and we haven't called you, please call Virginia Hickey, who will be giving a report this afternoon. There have been over 60 new residents in the last year and more coming soon. And please, if you do not have a please get one, because not only for health reasons have we all needed it, but I know when the alarm came the other day to go in a safe room, I made sure I had mine on in case a window blew in or something happened, and we can all help ourselves and one another. In order to get a pendant, if you do not have one, you can contact facilities or you can contact the clinic, and either will deliver. And believe me, they work, because mine needed charging and I had a message immediately, take it to the desk, and it was back that afternoon charged. And if you don't, please get a pendant. Thank you. Also, if you are a voting member on the council and you have not gotten your notebook, your 2026 notebook, the inserts will be on Suzanne's desk at the end of the meeting. And if you ordered a notebook, they are on order and I will deliver them as they come in. Is there a quorum? Yes, there is. Thank you. We will be approving the minutes of the February annual meeting as they were delivered to all areas. Are there any exceptions or additions to that report? Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes? Second? All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Now we'll go into committee reports. Is there a dining committee report? Environmental services? Next month. Okay. Facilities, I know Tom Maxwell will be giving a report.
Well, I'm filling in for Ann. She is a lot prettier than I am, and I talk a lot slower than Ann does, but we'll try to get through this together. The Facilities Committee met on March 10th with 6 members present, along with Amy Chapman, Kelly Black, and Jack Johnson. The complete report has been submitted to the secretary, and I'll just highlight some of the more important points that were discussed. As Kelly mentioned earlier, there's been a new director of maintenance and engineering hired, Denise Arnold, and she's going to start April 13th. Denise has over 20 years of experience in senior care facilities in Northern Virginia. During the hiring process, she was interviewed by several facilities committee members, as well as the chair of the environmental committee. We look forward to at least 5 years of successful leadership by Denise. I think you'll really like her. She's very impressive. The EFIS project is about a year ahead of schedule overall. Scaffolding is up at the employee entrance, and window replacement has started in Garden Grove. Frank Miller asked if power washing on the building will be done when the project is complete, as there is widespread spalling. Amy Chapman said that she would check to ensure that this was done. Helen Horowitz asked if the large glass at the CD entryway be replaced as it is spotted. Amy stated that this has been added to the project. Regarding the survey and repairs of cottage ceilings and leaking pipes, Kelly Black noted that 100% of the survey work has been completed. 75% of the cottage ceiling work has been completed, and 38% of the work for frozen pipes has been completed, both for heating pipes as well as water delivery. Frank Miller commented that the Patterson style of cottages have not had their pipes repaired, and asked that Cedarfield identify where vulnerable areas remain in the cottages. And Williams noted that this is a budget issue committee requested. The refresh program is getting caught up. Jack Johnson noted that they are current through 2025, and only 8 are due this year. When a resident has such work scheduled, they should remove any valuables that they have when the painting and flooring is done. A punch list for the move-in process has been computerized, and Kelly Black showed the list electronically. The list was reviewed with comments given, such as that appliances should be run through a complete cycle, that all drains have water run through them for at least 5 minutes, that windows be opened and shut to ensure they are operable, that vents are open. Kelly noted that training of staff will be important to ensure they know what to do in checking out a unit, as well as supervision on its use and completion. Marketing also does a review with residents on how to use the appliances as part of their orientation. There was a question at the last Residents Council meeting regarding the complex automated handicap access to the bathrooms, say that 3 times, near the Atrium Cafe. This is because the bathrooms must lock. Generally, handicap accessible bathrooms have more than one toilet and are designed so that the space is not visible when the door opens. In the atrium bathrooms, there's only one toilet. Thus, a locking mechanism must be included so that privacy is respected. No flashing. The new maintenance offices in room 200 near Dealing will accommodate all team members. Team members will continue to park in the employee lot and not near the CBD walkway. Thank you.
Flower field, gardening, health services, safety, John.
I really didn't intend to give a report today, but somebody convinced me I should. I want to talk about the stoplight at the entrance to Cedarfield. We noted that for some reason, people coming from the west, when they see a yellow light, they would floor it. So many times, 1, 2, even 3 cars was going through a red light, and of course, people coming out of Cedarfield thought they had a green light. So that appeared to be a very difficult and dangerous situation. Frank Millard was able to contact, what was it, Henrico County, Frank? And they have adjusted them lights to what they call red. That means that the light is red in both directions for a couple seconds. Hopefully that will encourage people to stop, but in case they haven't stopped, hopefully you're not starting up and going through the intersection. And if it continues to be a problem, we may have to address a longer delay if that's possible. But we are working on that because those cars are doing in excess of 60 miles an hour when they come through that stop sign, that stop line. So we're working on that. Secondly, right turn on red is permitted, but you must yield. We have a number of people that just go down and make a right turn. If the cars are coming from the west and they've got a green light, they're not going to be stopping. You need to be careful. You need to look. Make sure that something is not coming before you make a right turn on red. And then unfortunately, I have witnessed 2 instances, and I've had reports of other people, where we still have residents that pull up to the stoplight, it's red, and they make a left turn to go west. Now that will get you a ticket if you're lucky. If you're not lucky, you can end up in a very serious accident. And of course, either way, if you have the accident or you get a ticket, when your kids find out, you probably won't be driving. So, just a side comment. Anyway, we're working on those, but it's a constant problem. We know we have issues with speeding here on campus. We have issues with stop signs being ignored. We're going to be working on some ideas we have to try to improve that situation. But please, when you go down and leave Cedarfield, look at the stoplight and also look at the oncoming traffic before you pull out. Because when that car's going 60 miles an hour, that's 440 feet in 5 seconds. And that's like that. And you can't undo a major car accident.
I have a question. The question,
Wait for the mic, please, because I flunked getting a mic to you last year, and we can't hear the questions if you don't use it.
Okay, this is maybe. Okay. Okay, is this close enough? You hear? All right, this is maybe courtesy, but sometimes when we go to the stoplight, I feel like if we move over to the left, if we're going to make a left turn, and move over to the right, we can't always do that because something's in the way. But I feel like if we could do that, that would be helpful for the people that are turning right. They wouldn't have to stop and wait for the light, although they have to wait for the cars to go anyway. Just an idea.
Okay, I think what she's saying is that people that are turning left and wait for the light.
I think what she's saying is people that are making a left-hand turn are getting too far over to the right. And thus people who want to make a right-hand turn, even on red, can't do it.
Well, that's just a matter of courtesy.
Right, well, there's a lot of people that are not being
If you're going to make a left
courteous.
turn, you should be in the left lane. If you're going to make a right turn, you should be in the right lane.
That's what I said, but the problem is, maybe everyone has to think about it, they're not thinking about it.
So,
But we'll just keep working on this till we hopefully get it fixed.
The entrance is going to be widened. The project is supposed to start this summer. One thing that we wanted to do, but could not do, actually, the left turn lane should be set, the stop arm should be set further back, so that if you see past them, when you make a right one in. When they build it, when they widen, then they can do that. They can't do it now because of the width. But it's still a good idea, if you're making a left turn, to stay back a little bit, so that there is enough room for a person making it right on red to see what's coming.
But the problem is when someone stops in the middle of the road, that's what I'm saying. Middle of the road.
Thank you.
And let's remember that entrance will be completely reworked when they widen Three Chop. And hopefully they'll actually put lines down so that we have a right turn lane and a left turn lane.
Finance, Carol. Welcoming Virginia Hickey.
Hello, everyone. On Thursday, March 12th, I have to get closer. On Thursday, March 12th, a meeting of new and returning ambassadors was held in the Chatterbox Room, along with Helen Harwitz, Paul Springman, Robert Ortiz, the new co-chair of this committee, Paige Schultz, and Emily, our marketing director. Light refreshments was served. Everyone was introduced and spoke about the importance of ambassadors making new residents feel comfortable and welcome at Cedarfield. Everyone present was enthusiastic and given updated literature. Since the 1st of March, 5 new residents and a couple had spouses were personally visited. A list of new residents who have been here at Cedarfield since the first of the year was given to the ambassadors so that they could follow up with them. It is my wish that everyone who has chosen to live in Cedarfield feels good about their decision. And I thank you.
Wellness and Leisure, Nancy Spring.
A copy of our March meeting minutes were submitted to be included with the resident council minutes. But there's one major thing that I'd like to discuss today. Every month I get up and talk about this, and unfortunately things are not improving. As a matter of fact, things are getting worse. It has to do with people not showing up for programs and trips that they have signed up for. In February, we had a program at the clubhouse, 25 people signed up, 4 people came. This is very problematic. It's problematic because resources were put into that program. It was problematic because there were many people on the wait list for that program. Those people on the wait list could have come to the program had the people who signed up canceled and told Katrin and crossed their name off in the book. The committee spent a good deal of time discussing this issue and trying to determine how to remedy the problem. What we decided to do, and this will be tweaked along the way because we'll see how it works in April, and we'll decide if this is working well or not. What is going to be done is a reminder notice is going to be put in your mailbox 48 hours prior to the event that you have signed up for, to hopefully remind you to call Katrin if you've decided not to come. And also to cross your name off in the book in the resident mailroom. This will allow time for people on the wait list to be called and to be notified that there's now an opening and availability to attend the program or the trip. We're going to see how this works, and if it improves attendance, hopefully we'll just continue with that process. If not, we will revisit it at our next meeting and see if we can tweak this process. I'm also open to any suggestions from residents on how to approach this. It's been a problem for a long time, and as I said, it's getting much worse. Just a reminder that if you sign up for a program that has a fee attached to it and you don't show up, you will get charged. In addition, you'll be getting charged the $4 transportation fee. We've been doing that, and that doesn't seem to be deterring or helping the problem, even though people are getting charged who don't show up. That's my plea again this month, because I stand up here every month and say the same thing. So let's hope that this improves things, and please just be courteous to the other residents. Also, when you get notified that you've been accepted for a trip or a program, write it on your calendar, please, 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 so that you remember to come. It's just courtesy to other residents, and there are some residents who seem to always be put on the wait list, and they are very disappointed because they can't attend to the programs or the trips. So, again, if anybody else has any other ideas or questions, please let me know. Yes, Robert?
I just want to mention that in addition to the residents not being able to attend those events when residents don't show up, it really sends a bad message to the team members who have spent a lot of time putting these events on, and it tells we're not interested in what you're doing. And that's a very, very bad message to send.
Agreed, thank you.
The registration book disappears before we go. If we have an idea of when that's going to be, take it back. If anybody has a problem and the book's not there, then that's another problem. So do you have any idea, Nancy, about when Catherine takes the book?
They don't take the whole book, they just take the sheet. They don't remove the
On
book.
that particular trip.
Right, they just take that piece of paper out.
Well, if they take that one, then that's the trip.
Well, then just call Catherine and tell her you're not coming.
Okay.
Yeah, just call Catherine and say you're not gonna come. And the sooner that you know you can't come, the better. And to answer your question, I don't know when team member takes that piece of paper out. I don't know if it's a day before the trip, 2 days before the trip, I don't know. But they have to, because they have to, well, I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do. They're doing something with the list.
Okay, there's two possibilities to handle this. One is charging them a set fee besides what they've already paid to go to something that they just don't show up. However, I don't think that'll work because there's some people here that have so much money they don't know what to do with it, so that's not gonna bother them. And then the other is for the next month, they can't sign up for anything.
To address your first concern, we proposed that some months ago, and administration said no, that we couldn't do that. Charging like a cancellation fee or you didn't show up fee. They said that wasn't approved. The second one, I can certainly take that to our next meeting and discuss it and see what, that isn't a financial punishment, but it's still a punishment. But I'll put that down and add that to the agenda add that to the agenda for our next meeting.
If you're on the waiting list for a trip, and how do you know, say it gets to be the last day or the next to last day, will they ever get called if there's problems come up?
You can look may go back to the other issue where the sheet's not there. Let me get your name and I'll let you know the answer to that question. Oh, Carolyn, my co-chair is behind you. She might have an answer for that I don't know.
We've been on the wait list and we do get called.
Okay, thank you. The other thing is not a thing that I'm supposed to be advocating, And that is, just show up. Now, there's no guarantee you'll get on, but just show up. And if like 20 people signed up and only 18 people show up for the trip, you'll maybe get on. So that's an option too, though I told I wasn't supposed to say that.
I've done that in work.
Is that what's that?
I've done that in work.
Yep, and I mean, I went to something in the Creative Arts Studio some months back, and I was fourth on the wait list, and I just showed up and I got into the class, so.
I have a question about that. So
Hey,
So I haven't thought about just waiting here at the class and going in. Because if the person is a little bit late for no reason of their own, for some particular reason, then they don't go in the class. And you've taken their they've put their name on there.
I think in a class is a little bit different situation than a trip, because a trip, you're gonna leave at 2 o'clock. If you signed up for the trip and you come at 5 after 2, the bus is gone. So, that's a backdoor answer to what you're saying. In the other situation, so if you show up and get on at 2 o'clock and a resident who had signed up shows up at 5 after 2, the bus is gone, there's nothing you can do about it. Now, to respond to your statement, I guess the situation is we could just make sure that the teacher waits 5 minutes, let's say, before she allows the walk-ins, if you want to call them that, to participate. And we can certainly pass that suggestion on to Katrin so she could, classes usually have to do with creative arts, so pass that on to Sarah and Katrin to say, well, have the teacher wait 5 minutes to start. Would that be acceptable?
Yes, I think that's fair.
Okay.
To follow up on her statement, if you do that, you're punishing people who are on time. We had somebody the other day that showed up 20 minutes late for class. Should we have waited 20 minutes for that person and ruined our schedule? Heck no, even 5 minutes. Time is valuable at our age. Let's respect it.
Okay. Thank you for all of your feedback. Definitely take it to our next meeting. And just please pass on to all your friends and neighbors to show up for whatever they sign up for.
I think this is the good news and the bad news because we have more residents, so we have more people signing up, and the more courtesy we can show one another, the better we'll all be and enjoy all the trips and events. I'd now like to call on Robert Ortiz to give an area report this month.
Okay, let's see. I was gonna start off with a little bit about our issue with the apartments in our areas with long-term vacancies. However, due to a sudden and unexpected loss of one of our residents, our whole occupancy and plan for what to do has been thrown out the window. So some of the other things that I've done as the area rep, we are waiting for the new hall lights to come in. We don't have a date for that to start. Residents are concerned about the brightness. We've had them walk through the areas where the lights are installed to get their feedback on how bright they think it would be. In the meantime, if it's going to be a long-term delay, we are going to ask maintenance and housekeeping to come and clean out the bugs and repair the broken globes that are on the existing lights. Issue with the new windows, remind residents that they have issues with the new windows, to make sure they're putting in work orders for it. The biggest problem seems to be that they are sticking, the top of the sashes won't stay up, and as a result, they have to use the broomstick approach of trying to push the window up, which we feel is unacceptable approach for brand new tightly sealed windows. We are concerned about the move of the maintenance office, particularly as it relates to parking. We already have a already tight parking situation by the C wing with residents, team members, contractors, all parking in that area. With the addition of the maintenance office, we're concerned that it's going to just about eliminate parking. We did make a proposal or suggestion that they limit parking along the sidewalks area to resident only and enforce that. That will give residents who need to be able to exit their vehicle straight to a sidewalk that opportunity instead of have to walk across moving traffic. We noticed that we were experiencing a problem with deliveries where people walking around in circles around the atrium trying to find some apartments, and it turned out they were looking for the D-wing apartments. The sign on the second floor C-wing does not indicate the apartment number. So when they come in, they see the apartment starting at 201, 203, and naturally they go down towards the high numbers, not realizing they have to actually turn around and go the other way to find those apartments. We have put up our own little sign with those apartments. And we've informed Rachel about it, and she says she'll certainly be adding that to her list. We had an issue with our exterior balcony where the railings were loose. They were actually able to be just lifted right out. Nothing was holding them in place. We contacted maintenance, and they immediately inspected it and had those repaired. Unfortunately, and very fortunately, during the last rains and snow, there was no leakage into the brand new ethos system because they were repaired. I'm not going to mention the Xfinity challenges our wing has been having. We unfortunately seem to have been the guinea pigs to start right away to see if we can get it done. That is what it is. Last, we have a new issue that was brought to my attention, and that is the lack of hot water in some areas of the wings and apartments. I have obtained as much information I can from the residents, asked them to Bailey Lane. She's aware of the issue. She has had maintenance out to look at it today. And they'll continue working on that until it is fixed. I do want to also say thank you very much to Kelly Black for all the help in getting the problems that we have solved. I know that we may not recognize her as a vital instrument, but I can tell you honestly, she has done an outstanding job for us. Thank you.
So all sorts of possibilities, constructive, social, any number of things. The sky's the limit in the area. Is there any old business? You gave your report on the book. Oh, excuse me, I thought that was your, I thought that was your library.
I forget who I am sometimes also. And in different library / backer meetings, I've started giving a non-backer library report to them, telling them what new program we're having, for instance. But this time, we're having Nelson Langford after the fire. And that's April the 13th at 11 o'clock. And Nelson is an acclaimed historian that deals with Richmond's history after the Confederates set Richmond on fire, and what was the attitude, and what were the social changes, what were the economic changes, blah, blah, everything the history ever covers. Nelson will give you. And I want to thank Sally Myers for asking him to come, because he is quite the performer. He's quite a catch. And I want to also thank other people on the library staff, and realize the library staff is made up of about 28 people. And it takes everyone to run it. You don't see all 28 people in there at once, but if you did, it'd be like a bunch of rats running around that place doing this, doing that. So secondly, I want to bring attention to John Bander, who is now in charge of purchasing of nonfiction books, which is our emphasis for this year, is to upgrade the nonfiction books. And you might notice that he's been writing short reviews that you see on 974. And it will review one book at a time, one nonfiction at a time. And then reading electronically, I want you to know that Dave Byer has set up a program so he can help you work with Henrico Library to get their Libby app. It's called Libby app. That's the Henrico Library. And if you want a book read to you, or not, or I got no train of thought thinking of something else all of a sudden. If you want a book read to you, you can get this app, and they will help you get it on your phone, on your computer, on your iPad. And then Mary Goldstein, who worked laboriously to get some storytellers out here. And this is a very new thing for the library, along with having a speaker like Nelson Langford. And it was a joy, and we're gonna have it next year, and it's better and stronger. And then that is it, and thank you. Any new business? Do I hear a motion to adjourn? All in favor? Thank you for my